Hi, Pile 3. So, for Pile 3, what is coming within the near future for you? There is this Celebrate one. My nephew gave this to me when I was really upset and was going through a lot, and he told me that it would bring me happiness, and he just wanted me to be happy. So, you may be having some good times with your friends. You may be going out enjoying some karaoke, maybe, or just getting together and hanging out, maybe even playing some music together or enjoying listening to music together, maybe even going to some parties or just, enjoying your friendship and enjoying life and celebrating and finding happiness in the little things. And this one is the Chiba Chews Sativa 70%. Quad dose, caution, extremely potent. So there may be a lot of happiness getting ready to come into your life, a lot of high vibrational energy. There may be a lot of friends and a lot of fun to be had coming into your life. That one was actually given to me by my best friend, one of my best friends. My dogs are freaking out right now. We have the King of Cups. We have the King of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Devil. This one got a lot of cards in it. So the energy coming in the near future is that you are going to start seeing and noticing your value and your worth, and you're going to start expecting others to uphold that, to do the right thing by you. Maybe in the past you have had a lot of toxic situations, and maybe you've even had a toxic connection to the material world in a way. Maybe being a little too overly materialistic or holding on too tightly to things. And now you're starting to see that there's abundance and fertility and beauty all around you. And you're able to care and nurture without worrying about anything, because you know your value and your worth, and you know that you will get what's coming to you. And there may even be somebody coming in to make you a solid, stable offer. Somebody coming in to bring you truth on a situation. Somebody ready to do the right thing. Somebody who sees your value and accepts it and wants to take action to do the right things to become the man they need to come towards you. You may also be dealing with some other people as well. And the only reason I picked this one as the one coming towards you is because there's a matching pair here as well. But there may be some toxicities in this connection too. So there also may be somebody around you who is very analytical, very intellectual, very articulate, somebody who communicates very well. Somebody that brings transformations through their communication as well. Somebody also may be communicating a deeply held love and emotion that they have had within them, held within. Maybe they were worried about expressing it because they were worried about the outcome, and so maybe they went up into their thoughts, and maybe they were a little bit obsessed and overly critical and analytical and picking apart every single thing. And now they're starting to really see the truth of the matter. And this could be you as well. The energies can go either way, especially if you're a male, because this is a very masculine energy over here. It could be multiple people, but it could also be one person. I'm going to pull an extra card for this Devil card. So you may be having some trouble putting plans into action, maybe even in figuring out which path to take. There may be a little bit of indecision. And there's a need here to listen to your intuition and to listen to the signs and synchronicities that the universe is sending you. To be patient and to be open and receptive and to really trust in the knowledge and awareness that you are being led by the universe to where you need to be. Maybe you're having trouble with a choice, and maybe of what to do exactly or where to turn. But there may be something hidden going on here that you aren't aware of. Somebody else may be making this choice now to come forward as well. So we have sickness can affect us in many ways. Remember self care now. Oh, and you are somebody, you may be somebody who is very nurturing, caring, loving, healing for other people. You may be a healer who helps to heal other people. You may be someone who really offers a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and awareness to others, a lot of stability, grounding, a lot of grounded energy. And there may be a need to pull back at times and to remain patient and stable and strong throughout it. And to remember that sickness can affect us in many ways, especially when we aren't caring for ourselves. So if there's been someone who has hurt you in some way, remember that a lot of times it's because they weren't caring for themselves or loving themselves the way they should be. And if you have hurt other people in some way, same thing. Take care of yourself. If there's somebody that is hurt around you, somebody that has left, somebody that is going through addiction issues, somebody that is dealing with mental health issues, anything like that around you, remember that those things can affect us in many different ways. Remember to take care of yourself and remember to inspire others to take care of themselves, not only through leading by your actions, but also by pushing them to, hey, did you remember to get some extra sleep today? Because I know you had that thing. Things like that. And remind yourself of the same thing. Remember how you would feel if it was you. Treat others how you want to be treated. You get what you give. Hope springs from a new source. Believe good things are coming. So yeah, there's a new person coming in here. And there's going to be a lot of hope that comes with it. There's going to be a lot of beauty that comes with it. But you also might have a hard time focusing on the light because of past situations that you have been through. And try to take other people's feelings into account when you take actions, knowing that what you put out there is what you are going to get back in return. Follow your instincts. You are on point intuitively right now. And that's right there with the High Priestess too. Follow the direction you feel you are being guided to go in. Put your plans into action and take that action. Don't allow yourself to remain stuck or tied to anything in the past that could cause you to be doing anything less than what you deserve for yourself. There's a fork in the road. Don't let indecision plague you. Find your peace to make a choice. And if you're drawn to pile 3, then it was all about finding your peace to make a decision. Health improving through self-care. Good job staying on top of it. So yes, your health is improving massively right now. You may have been the one who was having a lot of mental health issues, and you may have been having a lot of codependency issues, or in some way or another, whether it's on a person, place, or thing, it's all the same thing. It's still an addiction, and right now there's a fork in the road. There's these 2 choices you can make, maybe even more than 2 choices, and it's telling you not to allow your fears or anxieties to guide you, but to bring your mind to peace so that you can make a decision from the right place, which, since you've been working so hard on getting yourself to this level of self-worth and value and confidence and self-esteem and this nurturing, caring level for yourself and others around you, and this abundant, beautiful level where you feel like you are worthy, you are now knowing more intuitively because your mind is at peace. Your health is improving. You're doing a good job taking care of yourself. And by the way, the good job coin was in pile 3 too. So once again, if you're drawn to pile 3, watch that. We have sometimes a nice meal together with no electronics is the best medicine. Accept the changes coming your way. Go with the flow. Not all change is bad. You always make things look easy. You are definitely smart. You are very driven to meet your goals. Try not to be too hard on yourself. So you've been working really hard to take care of everything and to move forward and to put plans into action and to create a new life for yourself. You really do make it look very easy to other people, even if you've been working that hard. You're definitely somebody who's very intelligent and knows how to get shit done. It's time now to accept the changes that are coming into your life. To remember that not all changes are bad. To be able to just go with the flow, no longer worrying about the outcome, but being able to express yourself from a place of emotional fulfillment and peace. Knowing that whatever you put out there will come back to you. And knowing that no matter the outcome, it's always best for us to be able to express ourselves so we don't have to worry about having regrets later. And maybe even take time to have a meal or have a time with the people you love, just time to talk and communicate and sit together and laugh and things that aren't without distractions around. We have the Four of Cups or the Four of Hearts, Ace of Pentacles or the World in this deck, Two of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles or the Hierophant in this deck, and Six of Wands or the Tower in this deck. So yeah, there might be somebody who may be walking into some sort of situation. They may have been in some sort of situation where it just really wasn't good for their health. It really wasn't good for them. And it may have been something that was deceptive. Everybody thought that you were doing just fine, but behind the scenes there was a lot going on people didn't know about. Maybe you were off all alone on your own and nobody even noticed you, and then once you fell ill, all of a sudden people were there and whoa. Once whatever this is that happened, people knew, and all of a sudden you realize that there were these people around you who cared about you. So we're going to go check these out in this book really quick. Four of Hearts, or Contemplation. In Sense and Sensibility, Colonel Brandon is silent, sensitive, rather grave, and given to contemplation. So somebody may be contemplating, thinking, silent, kind of pulled back, maybe even kind of like a gruff feeling to it. We got the Ace of Pentacles, the Completion World. One deserves a bouquet when a demanding endeavor has come full circle to success. So something from the past has come full circle, and the old is done and the new is beginning. And there might be a lot of contemplation required to understand the full depth of this and what it means, which is why you need to take care of yourself health-wise so that you can do this without getting stuck in your thoughts. Two of Diamonds, adaptability. Charlotte makes the best of her choices in Pride and Prejudice by marrying Mr. Collins to avoid becoming a financial burden on her parents. And there may be a need to adapt to new thoughts, new ideas, new things that maybe you never even thought that you would do. And also you may be contemplating doing something so that you don't become a financial burden to others. Remember that money is not the most important thing in the world, though, if it comes down to that. Choose from the heart. The Five of Diamonds, the Hierophant. Frank Churchill and Emma is a member of the landed gentry, but things on the surface are not always what they seem. Emma doesn't trust Frank despite his gentlemanly exterior. So there may be somebody that, it could even be this person in the past that you were dealing with. You really didn't trust him. And maybe it was something where you were with them for stability. And now that's done and over with. And maybe there's this new person who's coming in who may actually be a pretty decent person, but you may not trust them because of the past experiences. And it could also be that it's somebody who is too good to be true, kind of, and they have that slimy feel to them, but you will know yourself through your intuition which one of those is true, which is why it requires peace in your thoughts, so that fear and anxiety aren't taking over and creating delusions. Six of Clubs, the Tower, Revelation. In Persuasion, Louisa Musgrove's fall is a disaster that alerts Captain Wentworth to the power of his persuasion. So somebody might persuade you to do something, and they may be very charming, very alluring, very, things like that. And they may not even realize just how persuasive they are, just how able to pull the wool over people's eyes they are, until you end up falling for it too, you know? And maybe you're worried about that because of the past. You're worried about this situation happening again and this cycle repeating itself, but this cycle is done and over with. And somebody may be holding back and reserved a little bit, but it's only because you are unsure and questioning whether or not you should be doing this, and you're kind of in and out a bit. So that's what I have for this reading. I hope that throughout all that it made some semblance of sense. And I would love to hear your feedback in the comments below, and if this resonated with your situation. I am also offering personal readings now as well. It's $10 for a mini reading and $20 for a full reading. And I hope you have and my email address is earthangel1133@yahoo.com. I hope you have a beautiful night, day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye. Pile 4. I really hope we don't end up in a part 3. So for you, there is this need to come to a state of peace and to really blend the light and shadow, and to find acceptance in the duality of life. To really be able to know who you are, and to listen to your intuition and trust it. Trust the signs and synchronicities of the universe. Trust in your intuition. Trust in your spirituality. And be able to find peace in the light and the dark, and the duality of those aspects. So we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Queen of Swords. So what's happening in the next few days? There may be an apology coming in. Maybe you put somebody in their place in the past. Maybe you expressed your displeasure, put your foot down, set your boundaries up, and told people what was what. Maybe you cut through the bullshit and communicated in a very effective manner, kind of leaving people speechless. Maybe there's an apology coming into you. There may also be a message of love coming into you. There is some sort of new, youthful, loving energy coming in, though, from a time before the scars, and the ability to be able to love in this beautiful way, even with your boundaries set. So we have the sting of anger will tinge some words. Calm your mind. So maybe there's an apology you need to make as well, or maybe somebody else is going to come to you and express something, and it may not be in the calmest of moods. There may be some anger tinging their words, and there's a need for you to remember to hold forgiveness in your heart, because sometimes anger really does cause us to say things that we probably shouldn't. You got this. You've been through so much already. Think of the strength and wisdom gained along the way. Celebrations are in order. Take time to enjoy life. Time to show yourself. Soon you won't be able to hold back anymore. Time to show yourself. Soon you won't be able to hold back anymore. Choose conflict, or chaos and conflict visits. Try not to react to the bullshit around you. So it's time to remember to stay firm in your boundaries, but it's also time to remember not to be overbearing in them either. It's time to express your truth, and it's time to put your foot down, and it's time to communicate what you need, what you want, what you desire. It's time to express any apologies you need to, and it's time to express any love you need to. And it's time to calm your mind so that you don't say what you have to say in a bad way. Remember that you've got this. You've been through so much. You know how to do this. You know how to communicate. You know how to effectively maneuver in a situation like that. It's time to celebrate life, and it's time to really just enjoy yourself and to be happy. There may be a lot of chaos and conflict going on around you, but you know how not to react to the bullshit. Don't allow it to penetrate. Allow yourself to be in a joyous state. Examine your roots. Where you have been allows you to see where you want to go moving forward. Open up, let them in. Sometimes we forget kids can see the pain we're in explains so they don't worry. And you know, whether it's kids or not, and it could be a kid because there is the Page of Cups here. Um, it's time to open up and let others in. It's time to kind of drop down this guard and this coldness, and it's time to open up your walls. It's time to let people see the more vulnerable side of yourself, and it's time to express and explain to them what is going on with you so they don't worry. And it's time to, it's also, if there's people in your life that keep you in the dark, it's time to put your foot down and tell them that you need to know what's going on so you don't worry. Because maybe in your past you've had a lot of abandonment issues come up or things like that, and you just, or people have left and just disappeared, you know, or something has happened to somebody when they said they were going to be home in a couple hours and they never showed back up, and you find out later that something happened. You know, there's nothing wrong with letting the people know in your life know that it is respectful to keep in touch with you and let you know what's going on. You know, especially if they're very closely connected in your life. You have healthy boundaries. You don't allow others to take advantage. Queen of Swords, healthy boundaries. Love yourself first. I need to as well. We can't fill the void externally. Yeah, so it's time to love yourself first. It's time to take care of yourself. It's time to make sure your boundaries are in a healthy spot, but also to allow people in as well. We can do both, and sometimes it might even be a small amount of emotion coming in or going out at first until you can get to a state where you're feeling more comfortable with it. You can't fill this need for happiness and love from the outside, though. It's something that you need from within. We have the Jack of Spades, and it's going to go to a part 3. We have the Three of Hearts. We have the Ace of Hearts. We have the Ace of Spades. And we have the Queen of Hearts. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's time now to learn to let go of the past, to forgive, and to be open to expressing apologies, things like that. And it's time to be open and receptive to love again. So I'm going to read these ones from the book really quick. My dogs are going nuts again. Shh. Jack of Spades, caution. In Persuasion, Miss Clay seems modest, but Anne Elliot senses her ambition and feels wary. So there may be someone around you that maybe seems very modest, but, you know, maybe a very ambitious sort, so it might make you feel a little wary. Or you might be somebody who's modest but ambitious, so it might make others around you a little wary, you know. And maybe you also have a lot of people around you, a lot of friends, you know, a lot of friends of the opposite sex even around you that enjoy your presence and things like that, which means you have a lot of options around you, which may make other people around you weary because you could have anybody you want kind of energy, you know, that may be it. For the Ace of Swords, clarity. Charles Haytier hopes to rise above his station in Persuasion. He is clear on his goals and focused on his work. So yeah, there may be somebody who's clear in their goals and focused on their work, and they may even be looking at you looking like, hey, maybe I could have that. And at the same time, they may be weary because you are so ambitious. But you know what? What's wrong with you being ambitious if they're ambitious? For the Queen of Cups, we have the High Priestess, mystery. Elizabeth's feelings for Mr. Darcy